Dear students, welcome to the class Functional English for Print Media. In this paper, I am going to deal with Module 1, Introduction to Communication. In this module, we will deal with definition, elements of communication, types of communication, intrapersonal, interpersonal, group, mass communication, verbal and non-verbal communication. So, let's start with the definition of communication. So, what is communication? The root of the word communication in Latin is communicare, which means to share or to make common. Communication is defined as the process of understanding and sharing meaning. It is the sharing of information between different individuals. It includes the sharing of ideas, concepts, imaginations, behaviors, and written content. You might have came across a lot of definitions regarding communication. In our day-to-day life, we communicate with our friends, teachers, our family, our siblings, and those who are living with us and those who are around us and those who help us and those whom we seek help to. So there are a lot of instances in which we will have to communicate with others. Let's now enter into the classification of communication or the types of communication. Broadly speaking, there are two types of communication. One is verbal communication. The next one is non-verbal communication. So what is verbal communication? In verbal communication or for verbal communication, we want a language which you can speak and write. So I will give you the definition. Verbal communication is the use of auditory language to exchange information with other people. It includes sounds, words, or speaking. Verbal communication is the use of auditory language to exchange information with other people. It includes sounds, words, or speaking. So verbal communication can be classified into two: oral communication, which we are using the language for communication, and the next one is written communication, in which we write what we have to communicate with others. These are the two classifications of verbal communication. The next classification is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is communication between people through non-verbal or visual cues. It includes gestures, facial expressions, body movement, timing, touch, and anything else that communicates without speaking. So, non-verbal communication is communication between people through non-verbal or visual cues. It includes gestures, facial expressions, body movements, timing, touch, and anything else that communicates without speaking. So the common types of non-verbal communication are eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, posture, and body orientation, body language, proxemics, haptics, etc. So in your communication, we may use all these things involuntarily, like eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, posture, and body orientation, etc. Without these things, the communication will remain incomplete and inexpressive too. So these are not voluntary actions. It will come naturally without speaking or communication with others. So these are the two broad classifications of communication: verbal and non-verbal communication. For verbal communication, we need a language, whereas in non-verbal communication, the only thing we need is our body and our expressions we are giving through the body, or the communication we are passing through our body orientations. The next thing we have to discuss in this section is the elements of communication. Communication process as such must be considered a continuous and dynamic interaction, both affecting and being affected by many variables. 7 major elements of communication process are: first one, center; second, ideas; third one, encoding; fourth one, communication channel; fifth one, receiver; sixth one, decoding; Seventh one, feedback. So let's start from the first element. The first one is sender. Sender is the person who intends to convey the message with the intention of passing information and ideas to others is known as sender or communicator. I repeat, the person who intends to convey the message with the intention of passing information and ideas to others is known as sender or communicator. The next one is ideas. This is the subject matter of the communication. This may be an opinion, attitude, feelings, views, orders, or suggestions. This is the subject matter of the communication. This may be an opinion, attitude, feelings, views, orders, or suggestions. Then the third one is encoding. Since the subject matter of communication is theoretical and intangible, its further passing requires use of certain symbols such as words, actions, or pictures, etc. Conversion of subject matter into these symbols is the process of encoding. The next one is communication channel. The person who is interested in communication has to choose the channel for sending the required information, ideas, etc. This information is transmitted to the receiver through certain channels which may be either formal or informal. The fifth one is receiver. Receiver is the person who receives the message or for whom the message is meant for. It is the receiver who tries to understand the message in the best possible manner in achieving the desired objectives. The next one or the sixth one is decoding. The person who receives the message or symbol from the communicator tries to convert the same in such a way so that he may extract its meaning to its complete understanding. Then the last one is feedback. Feedback is the process ensuring that the receiver has received the message and understood in the same sense as the sender meant it. As an addition to this, I will give you some tips on how to make your communication more effective. The first one is be an active listener. You have to be a very active listener to make the communication more effective. The next one, avoid disruptions and negative questions. The next one is avoid being casual. You have to be very serious about your communication. The next one is never rush communication. You have to be very calm and understand the pace of other person who is listening. And the next one is get personal. And if you got personal, you can communicate more effectively. Then follow up after communication. Then be determined to understand. That is very important. Be sensitive and acknowledge technical differences. You may be a bit fast forward as a techie, but the other person may not be that fast in those areas of technology and all. So you have to consider their pacing too while you are communicating with others. And avoid using misread phrases or words. This may mislead or give a false impression that you are trying to mislead the other person. Then the last one is take feedbacks. So these are the some of the suggestions I have to give you for making your communication more effective. So let's resume today's class. So what we have discussed so far is what is communication. We saw a definition about communication. Then we discussed the classifications as verbal and non-verbal. In verbal communication there is oral and written communication. In non-verbal communication we discussed about the properties of body language, and then came the elements of communication, in which we discussed 7 elements of communication. Then I gave you some tips on making your communication more effective. So that was the first part you have to deal with your first part you have to deal in your module 1 part. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day.